So I was 100% a skeptic. Dolmar invites me to this course. I'm like, I don't really want to go to this course. This is not going to work for me and my lifestyle. But I humor him. I go, I'm pretty happy. This is actually closed. The keys have been transferred. The money is actually in my account. It's not possibly, maybe. It is actually there. And then I have 11 more deals in the pipeline. One of them is a 7-unit portfolio with a potential profit of 288,000 by itself.
Oh my
And the
God.
others.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. So we got Brittany here, and I'm excited. I'm ecstatic, as I usually am when our students close their first deal or close a big deal. So Brittany messaged us in our private group last night, our private Facebook group, announcing, hey guys, I closed my first deal. It was a $6,000 deal. She was hoping it was supposed to be a $14,000 deal, but nonetheless, still a deal. And she walked away with a $6,000 payday yesterday. Brittany, share with us exactly how that went down, how it happened. I'm so happy and excited for you. And were you a believer? Because we got a lot of skeptics on here, and not sharing and saying that, hey, I closed a deal for $6,000 is one thing, but we got to share the proof, which is why we call this Real Advisors, the real deal. And so we're going to share proof as well. So everyone, all the doubters, the skeptics, the haters, the naysayers, all of you people can see that this is real. But here's the thing. Brittany was actually just like some of you as well just a few weeks ago. She did not believe that this was possible.
Didn't believe
and
it.
now she sits here today with what we call a reality check, her first reality check, both figuratively and literally, your first
Yes.
reality check. And for $6,000. So Brittany, share with us how this all started, the journey, and how you found the lead, and how this all happened. And what's also sexy is that you did this virtually. So share all of that with us.
Got it. So I was 100% a skeptic. Dolmar invites me to this course. I'm like, I don't really want to go to this course. This is not going to work for me and my lifestyle. But I humor him. I go. And so I followed everything I learned in the course to the T, from using the Real Elite app to download the absentee owners list in order to have a VA. I didn't do everything myself the first time because I'm very busy. I don't have the time, and they have VAs that work for $5 an hour. So I paid them to do all the cold calling for me. And then I also hired my mom to be my acquisition assistant, commission only. So that way there's no money out of my pocket. And they found the deal. We got the property under contract for $24,000, which after we ran the comps, we thought we were going to get $39,900 for it. So we thought it was going to be about $14,000 spread. And we found a buyer on Facebook. Real Advisors taught us to go on Facebook groups and advertise the property there. I did that and got a buyer same day, actually, who just so happened to own 2 other properties on that block. He goes, he sees the property. He says he loves it. He gives me an offer of $12,000, and I owe the owner $24,000. So immediately I could have felt defeated at that moment and just, I can't do this. I knew it, but we kept pushing, and I sent my VA or my acquisition assistant back to see if they can get him down from $24,000, see how far they can get him down. They were able to get him down to $14,000. Oh, and the owner owed $6,000 in back taxes. And so out of her $14,000, she was aware that 6 of those thousand would have to go to her back taxes, and she was fine with that. So we were able to get her down based on the feedback from that buyer. And once we got her down, I'm like, no, there's more profit potential here. We're still not giving up. So I went and found another buyer using the same methods. I advertise on Facebook and Craigslist mostly. So I found another buyer for $20,000, and we closed the deal. And therein lies my $6,000 spread. I didn't put down any money to begin, only what is required for skip tracing, which is only a couple $100, but not for this particular property. It gives you lots and lots of properties. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. This is actually closed. The keys have been transferred. The money is actually in my account. It's not possibly, maybe. It is actually there. And then I have 11 more deals in the pipeline. One of them is a 7-unit portfolio with a potential profit of 288,000 by itself.
Oh my
and the
God.
Others.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And that was also, yeah. And this was a buyer who he he had one property and he was like, actually, I don't want to sell one property. I want to sell all of my properties to you. And so it's working out pretty well, for sure. I was definitely a skeptic, but I can for sure see the profit potential in this. I'm excited to have my first reality check. And yeah, we're only going up from here. Bigger deals, bigger spreads. Let's go.
Okay, let's go, baby. Listen, so you got that deal, 11 other deals in the pipeline, 7 of which are in a package with one seller. And what does that leave? What is that, 4 left? So what is the potential profit on the other 4?
So I found that my prices were too high. Everybody told me my prices were too high when I put out properties. And so I kind of decreased it and made sure I only made at least like $10,000. So that way my properties would go fast, but for cheap. And so for most properties, it should just be like $10,000 to $15,000 spread, no matter what my comps say. Because I'm like, okay, I'm testing the waters with this. I've already been told my prices are too high like 5 times. So I was like, all right, let's do a $10,000 profit.
So you're thinking around $10,000 each for the other 4 properties. So that's another potential 40 grand potentially on those other 4 deals.
And I've been in business for 1 month.
And you've been in business for 1 month. and here's the cool thing. Even if let's say you don't make $10,000 on those other 4, let's say it's half of that. That's still $20,000 collectively with those 4 deals combined. 20 grand.
I'm happy about it. That's amazing.
Amazing. And Brittany, you shared with me before we got on this call that you closed your first deal while you were on vacation, and you used my app to find that lead. You're cold calling VA, call the leads, and then where do you live right now, and where was this deal located?
I currently live in Los Angeles, California, and the property is in Cleveland, Ohio, a place where I've never been.
You've never been to Cleveland, Ohio ever. And you're doing deals on the other coast of the country.
Yep.
You've never been there.
My handy dandy laptop.
All you had was your laptop, internet connection, cell phone. That's it. Period. And you used $0 to do this.
It's real. I am shocked. I will say I am shocked.
So imagine like doing this on a couple of deals per month. Like you're just getting started. You've only been doing this for a month. But imagine once you start building up that momentum and your marketing starts to be more consistent and your cold callers are being more consistent. You start growing your team. Now you start doing 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 of those a month on a consistent basis. This starts to look really sexy.
I'd say. Really and I sold that first house with no buyers list at all. And now my VA has been working on building my buyers list, and I have about 50 something buyers currently. So hopefully it'll make it a little bit easier and faster to sell.
That's amazing, man. I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you. You have no idea. What do you do for work right now? And are you going to continue doing what you do for work right now?
Now that is the question. I'm a doctor at a correctional facility now. I make great money. I love what I do, but it's very hard just because I work in a correctional facility and all of my work is over on the East Coast. And I'm on the West Coast, so 3-hour time difference, and I'm not allowed to have any access to computers or phones. So I did all of this with no access to the outside world for 10 hours a day. And then I went on vacation for 2 weeks. So then I didn't have any access to the outside world ever.
Still you close this deal with none of that.
Still I close the deal. Virtual. So I'm thinking if I take like a leave of absence maybe and, get it completely automated, that would be ideal. So that way, the money can be working for me while I'm still doing what I love. Cause I do love both things. So I'm kind of in that, I don't know.
You're passionate about you're passionate about what you do for work right now. So it's not something you really want to leave because it's a passion for you. And so I totally get that. But now it seems like you're finding another passion with real estate. Let me ask you this, because this is a good question that I ask people all the time. Like when you think about real estate and the potential, the earning potential that you have with the deals that you even have in your pipeline right now, how much time and effort and hours would you have to work with your current job to make that kind of money in real estate? Like with using the deals that you have in your pipeline right now?
I mean, almost a couple years.
There you go. right?
Almost a couple years.
But this is a passion project for you, right? This is a passion that you love. But I ask people to think about that sometimes. Like, think about what you do for work right now. Maybe you are an employee at a job, or maybe you are the business owner. Think about the startup capital. How much money does it cost to start the business? Maybe you need office space. What are you going to pay for that lease? Maybe you need equipment, products to start that business. What is the startup capital and cost to start that business? And then how much time and effort and hours do you have to put into that business to make the kind of money that you can make doing what we do? With the strategy that you just learned from my team and I just a few weeks ago. Or maybe you are an employee working for a business, especially with COVID and all this craziness in the world going on right now. No one knows what the future holds. Maybe the business could be in trouble because of that situation, or maybe you're an employee. Like, think about the amount of hours you have to work as an employee building someone else's dream, someone else's business. How much hours do you have to put into to make this kind of money? It's insane. So I ask people oftentimes to think about that. And Brittany, share with everyone, what was your startup cost? Like, what did you have to put in time-wise, money-wise to get this going? I know you didn't actually put any money in this one deal, which is amazing, but what was your startup capital like to get this business going? I often teach people, hey, in the beginning, you may want to start doing this on your own as a solo operator, wear all the hats, but you didn't want to do that. So what was your startup cost to get this, get your business off the ground?
So yeah, I think I didn't have any time at all, but I did have the capital, like you said. So my VA, they're working $5 an hour. So I think before I got my first deal, I paid them for a couple of weeks of work, which was $1,200 because I went all out. It was a bad idea. I got 3. I got 1 customer service. So if anybody calls, they're on top of it. I got 1 cold calling. Oh, and she's also doing the buyer's list. I got 1 cold calling, and I got a manager as well. So I got a team of 3 people for $1,200 for 2 weeks of work, which is not bad. But
I
didn't need to do all that.
You did.
So this is my choice. I did all that. You really could have just done $5 an hour, and they're working full time, all of them. And then my acquisition assistant is working for commission only. And so that didn't cost anything. And then skip tracing cost more than I thought, but it's like a couple of cents per property. And I'm doing like thousands and thousands of, like tens of thousands of properties. So every time I submit a list, it'll cost me like $200 to $400 to get the skip trace list. Yeah.
You're doing thousands at a time. Awesome.
Right.
Listen, so Brittany, what do you have to say to the doubters, the haters, the naysayers, the skeptics, the people on the fence, the people who are thinking, is this real? Is this legit? What do you have to say to them?
I would say 1,000%. It is real. It is legit. I did think that it does sound really just hypothetical, real theoretical when you hear it. Like, you want me to just call some random people and be like, oh, would you like to sell your house solely because I called you and asked you, do you want to sell it? And they're going to be like, you know what, since you called, I'm going to sell it to you. And you're like, and then you have to find a buyer who just so happens to want the exact home that you have, the one house you have. It's like, this doesn't make much sense. But when you actually do it, you're like, what? This is crazy. This is absolutely insane that it works. Now it is not, I will say, to be honest, it's not as glamorous as it looks, because I just felt like it was going to just fall into place like in 2 days. But I mean, it's been a month and I already made $6,000, and the delay was really my own fault just because I didn't have any time. So if I had marketed it sooner, but I didn't have time to market it sooner. So the profit is definitely there. All you have to do is just be willing to just kind of push through any adversity. Because for me, them being like $12,000 and I had it under contract for $24,000, that was adversity for me. I was like, all right, I knew it. I knew this wasn't going to work. I knew this was too good to be true. So there is a little bit of work that you have to do in there, but it's not much at all. It's worth it for sure.
Again, when you compare it to the work that you're probably doing at your job right now.
Right. Yeah. Way easier.
Huh?
Way easier.
Yeah.
And more profitable.
And more profitable, exactly. When you compare it to the work that you're doing at your job, probably, or your business, dude, this is so much easier. The startup cost is minimal. Like the barrier of entry is so low. You don't have to have a license. You don't need to use your own credit. You don't need to use any money, right? The barrier of entry is so low where it makes it possible for anybody with the desire, the hunger, the drive, the determination, the tenacity to go out and make a lot of money in this business. A lot of money. You just have to put in the work. Like you said, Brittany, it's a simple business, but you have to put in the work.
Yeah, put in the work. It's not just gonna, fall in what kind. It almost falls in your lap, and so I think that's what hurts the mindset, because it's so easy that you're like, oh yeah, I just got this deal, and that's just gonna sell itself, and then you actually have to go put in just a tiny bit of work, and it's so worth it for sure. I'm like riding on cloud nine, where I'm going over to my mom's house, my acquisitions assistant. We're gonna pop bottles tonight for our first $6,000 check, and all the ones we have in the pipeline. So, and my mom is already like, I gotta quit this job. she's for sure like, I'm quitting my job. I'm just trying to figure out when, and I'm more of a skeptic. Even though I see it works, I'm like, okay, it works once. Let me see it work a good, 5 times, and then maybe I'll probably just step out, because I can do my job. I would love to just like go to Haiti or something and go do my work there. I don't have to have a 9 to 5 to do what I love. So if I can quit my job, I think I might quit by the end of the year. I'm not gonna lie.
I was talking to one of our coaches, Ella, and she was like, Dolmar, everything, you know Ella, she's one of your coaches as well. And I was talking to her over the weekend, and she's like, Dolmar, everything's taken care of. The bills are paid. The family's good. She put everyone in her family on, just like you're starting to do as well.
I hope to do it.
Your mom's part of your company now, your business, and so you're putting the family on just like she did. Her siblings work for her, her family, her parents work for her. So she's like, the bills are good. I'm making 6 figures a month. Everyone's good. And I'm single. I have no responsibilities. She's like, I want to travel the world. I want to travel the world, because we do this business virtually. We can do it literally from anywhere. She's like, I want to go over here. I want to go to Costa Rica. I want to go to different exotic places like Hawaii and Singapore, Australia, and just live there for a couple months and just enjoy the culture and experiences.
It's funny you said that.
While enjoying a business that's on autopilot. She has 20-something VAs working for her, where she doesn't have to work in her business anymore. And she's 25 years old.
That's
25
awesome.
years old. And she's like, dude, I have no responsibilities. Everything's taken care of financially. I got 6 figures coming in every month, and that's continuing to grow and scale into the high 6 figures per month. What do I want to do now? Now, like, let's travel the world and enjoy the fruits of her labor. So that's what she's doing right now. And I know you're on that journey as well. If you keep working as hard as you are and building your team and automate it more, you can certainly accomplish those things for yourself as well. This is what makes this exciting. This is why I get so excited. I was talking to Sharon earlier, and my wife knows this as well. Like, I get way more excited about people accomplishing great things for themselves, for their families, creating these possibilities, way more than my own successes and wins. I love seeing you all win. And when I see that, you already know my personality. I just like, oh my God.
Yeah, because sometimes you do feel like, okay, I might have the juice, I did it, but I'm me. Like, look, everybody can do it. This is like, everybody can do this for sure. And I have no experience in real estate or cold calling or selling. I don't even like sales. I can't do any of that stuff, but I did. And first off, tell Ella, call me. I want to be on those vacations. And you made me think, actually, if I had someone to go with, Barbados is doing like a 12-month live work thing. All you have to do is be able to make $50,000 a year to support yourself and your family or whoever you bring. And even during COVID, they're like, you can come and get a visa and work here remotely and just like enjoy Barbados. So I was highly considering. I did look at the application. I sent out a couple emails. I actually forgot about that, but then I didn't have anybody to go with. I was like, I don't want to be in Barbados alone. Then I'm like, I can meet people in Barbados.
I was gonna say, meet people there. I actually used to live in Barbados. I lived in Barbados for 2 years. My sister is born in Barbados, Bridgetown, Barbados.
way.
Yeah, I used to live
Okay,
there.
Dolmar, should I go to Barbados? Tell me now.
It's an amazing country, amazing place. The culture is great. The people are super nice, and
The
there's a
food.
lot to do there as well. So, yeah, I 12 months out of the year, hell yeah, I would go. Hell yeah,
Uh-oh. I'm out of here.
hell yeah.
I might be
Barbados
on. We got to talk about that offline. I need a little bit more information about Barbados living because I might be on my way by January.
I was telling my wife, like, man, we really need to just homeschool our kids so we can be on the road, just traveling, experiencing the world. There's so much
Yeah.
world to see and experience, so little time as well. So the kids are sometimes the only thing that we always have to think about. Like, there are some limitations there, but let's think through those limitations. What could we do? Like, we could
Yeah.
homeschool them and they could be with us and they can experience all these amazing things as well. There's nothing holding us back. All of my businesses can be ran virtually, my education business, my real estate business. So literally, my wife has her own business as well, virtual operation also. There's
Nice.
really nothing holding us from doing that and creating that possibility. So we've been having that
Do it.
discussion. We've been having that
Do it.
discussion, but I got to
There are
convince
plenty
her a
of
little
people
bit
who
more.
are doing it right now with children. They have they're like blogging about it and stuff. That's another source of income. People can't wait to see people like leaving their great lives and traveling. All you have to do is throw up a couple pictures with a couple nice captions. You'll have millions of followers and people trying to buy like t-shirts with your name on it. It's crazy. I see it all the time.
That's yeah, the travel vloggers. I actually put in an application. Keisha doesn't know this. I actually put in an application to join a travel group that is going to, I think it's Argentina and some other places for a couple months. She doesn't know that yet. I haven't told her.
Well,
I
she
was just
does
gonna
now.
wait to see if I got accepted.
Yeah.
Then I'll break the news. But listen, I'm super happy for you, super pumped. Your story is inspiring. I'm confident that it will inspire many others to take a second look at this. If there are any doubters, naysayers, I hope that this story reaches them. I hope that they see what you experienced, what you went through, and how you persevered, even with the one challenge that you had come up that was thrown your way on your first deal. And nonetheless, you
Yeah.
had the right mindset, right? This is what we talk about, producer mindset.
Yes.
You had the right mindset to be resourceful, think outside the box, not take your first no as the be all end all, and like, let's figure this out. Let's figure this out. And you went, got it done. And because of your resourcefulness, you were able to close your first deal and make $6,000. And that's a light $6,000, by the way. For a lot of people, $6,000 is like, oh my God, I'll take that any day. Who wouldn't? But that's really a light $6,000 compared to the profit potential you have in your pipeline already and what the future holds for you. So I am super excited about the possibilities you're now creating for yourself. I'm also excited that you're putting your family on, or your mom already quit her job and do this, go all in, because they're realizing what's possible. And just think about all of the other positive impact that you can have with the people around you, the positive impact you can have on your community and the world. It sounds like you're passionate about certain things, and the things that you can do even more with money and capital behind you is amazing, right? Let me ask you real quick. Did you have any negative people around you, naysayers? Maybe even your mom didn't believe at first. Like, what are you doing?
I'm pretty much ignoring, because it's actually, it was good to hear in the Real Advisors training that like everybody's family was like, you can't do this. So I was already prepared for it mentally. I already knew that like all of you who are doing very well, you all had to deal with this, and you kind of prepared me for what was to come. So there's plenty of people in my family who are like, I'm a lawyer, this is illegal. I'm like, well, no. And you guys educated me to be able to speak back and speak truth. And they're like, okay, well, if you want to do it, I'm like, I do, and here are the reasons why. So there's tons, but I think, well, I'm pretty strong-minded anyway. I don't really listen to many people, but just in case, I really do feel like it was helpful to know ahead of time, hey, before you even start balling, before you even start telling people about this, they're going to hate you. They're not going to believe you. Just know. And so as soon as they did, I'm like, they said this would happen. I was ready. I was ready for war.
I think all of us had to go through that myself included, my own parents, my father, my hero, right? Someone I look up to, someone that has a huge influence on my life, my decision making. He didn't believe it was possible, even though he wanted the best for me. You know, I just had to realize that it's not that they want bad for me, it's just they don't know what they don't know. And
Right.
that
Exactly.
oftentimes can get people stuck, right? They have this
Yes.
one thought or this one, they think there's it's only this one path to success, and not realizing there are other ways. And if you're just open-minded, you you could potentially receive another blessing that you're missing out on just because you don't know. And so, Brittany, I'm super happy for you, man. Super excited and
Thank you so
happy.
much.
I cannot wait personally to see what you create for yourself in the near future, the
Thank
possibilities
you.
you create, the kind of income and change that you're going to make as well from the income that you're making in your own community, your life, for your family. I cannot wait to see that. So I'm going to be a huge fan and supporter. I'm going to be watching your journey.
You already have been. I do want to put on record that I met you 10 years ago at Rich Dad Poor Dad, where wholesaling was introduced to me back then. I did not have this mindset at all. I was like, under no circumstances am I doing this. I never even gave it a second thought. And I do appreciate you for kind of believing in me and also planting that seed. Like, no, this is real. And I'm like, okay, I trust Dolmar. All right, if Dolmar says it's real, I'm gonna at least give it that second look. But still, I don't know. But if you hadn't recommended it, I would not be here for sure.
Well,
So I appreciate that.
you're welcome. And thanks so much also for being open-minded. And even though we met 10 years ago, you're still skeptical, but you still gave it a shot. And what I love most is once you came to the class, you saw the training, your mind opened up even more. And so much so that you took the next step with us. And you, not only that, you took massive action.
I tried.
Massive action. And
Yeah,
so,
I tried, but I think that the timing was perfect because I mean, even though I met you 10 years ago, I didn't talk to you in 10 years. It just was super random that I'm just like, oh, this guy, everybody keeps asking me, how did you get into this? And I'm like, well, I met this guy 10 years ago and just so happened that this year he invited me to this thing and I said yes, and here we are. So that was something.
awesome. So I'm so glad. I remember that's 10 years ago is when I actually got into the education space. That's what sparked the plug. That event where I met you at was actually my first time ever speaking. Ever.
What?
Yes.
We did a great job.
Actually, no, it was my second time ever speaking. And so, yeah, it was amazing. And they invited me out there to speak because of the systems. I started creating these virtual systems 10 years ago. And it was because of that specifically why they invited me, because I was doing it in a new way that they weren't aware of. And even what we're doing today, 10 years ago, what we're doing today is very different as well. Because of technology, tools, and resources, it makes it even a lot more easier than 10 years ago. And so because of that, anyone that jumps into this business is going to have an unfair advantage from using our tools or resources, just like you shared. You use our app to find the list. You skip trace, you cold call. You did all the things we told you to do. You just followed the instructions.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie, I wasn't doing this by myself. But when I went to the training, you had the blueprint, and it's like they make it so easy a caveman can do it. I can't let a caveman get more millions than me. Like I got to do this. Let's try it.
I will never forget the message you sent me. You said, Dolmar, this is going to be my response every time someone asks me a question. What was that? You gotta do it. You gotta do it. You gotta tell me again. Like if someone asks me, what are you eating today, Brittany? How's your day, Brittany?
My life.
You gotta do it. Come on.
Dolmar changed my life. I'm not even gonna lie. I remember that message. I don't remember the exact verbiage, but I just remember that it's Dolmar changed my life, and like nothing will ever be the same. All hail Dolmar. Like Dolmar for president. All of the above. No, I forgot about that. It's so true though.
You sent me that a couple weeks ago, like, don't worry, if this works and I get my first deal, I'm telling everybody, and it doesn't matter what question they ask me, I'm going to tell them, Dolmar changed my life. How are you doing today, Brittany? Dolmar changed my life.
Dolmar changed my life. That's all. What else is there to say?
I appreciate it, man.
I'm glad you reminded me of that, so I can go post that now.
Thank you, thank you. So I'm super grateful. Brittany sent me the HUD statement, the financial statement of her deal already. So I know for people questioning, okay, is she saying she made this money? Where's the proof? Don't worry. We're gonna show the HUD right here in the video, or my production team will put it up while I'm talking right now. They'll put it up somewhere so you can see it for yourself. $6,000 on her first deal, and 11 other deals in the pipeline as well, worth potential profit of well over 6 figures. We're talking about over $200,000 in potential profit with the collective profit on the 11 deals that she has in the pipeline. So, man, that is amazing. We got to do a follow-up as well, see how they're going. And I pray and hope all of those go through as expected and according to plan. So we'll show the proof at some point in this video so you can see it. Know that this is real. And hopefully this inspires someone to take that next step, to open up their minds to something that they don't know, and take massive action like you did. Now, with this skill set, this financial skill set that you have, you're now on the path to change your life. Not just your life, but your family's life as well. That's the sexy thing about this too, Brittany, is this is a strategy that works in any market cycle. It doesn't matter if the market's going up or down. This is like day trading.
Clearly.
Yeah, it's day trading with real estate, right?
Yeah.
Look at the economy right now. Look at the way things are right now. So this is day trading real estate. And so it doesn't matter if the market goes up or down. This is a strategy that allows you to make money regardless of what's going on in the economy or the world. I don't give a damn about a pandemic, an epidemic, or where the country or the state's shutting down certain areas. None of that matters because you're also doing it virtually. So you can chill in our houses. You can go to Barbados if you want to. Like,
I'm going to Barbados.
Huh?
I got to go to Barbados.
You got to go. It's a beautiful country. So you can chill in Barbados or wherever you want to with your cell phone, your laptop, and the internet connection. Hell, even if you just have a smartphone with internet connection, you could run this business. So the barrier of entry is so low. You don't need cash to do your deal. You don't need a license. You don't need to use your credit. We're basically flipping paper. That's it. Paper that's worth tens of thousands of dollars if you structure your deals with the specialized knowledge that we share with you. So I'm super happy for you, man. Kudos to you. Round of applause.
Thank you so much.
And I want you now we're going to share this story with others, and I want to use this story to really, really inspire a lot of others, because a lot of others are skeptical too. And that's okay. I get that it sounds too good to be true. I know it sounds way too good to be true, and people should do their due diligence and research. And it's because of that, though, that I want to share these real stories of real people making real money from this business, because they were open-minded, they took action, they implemented, and voila, here you go.
Voila. Do it. You won't regret it.
What would you say to someone that's on the fence? This is the last question for you. What would you say to someone on the fence that's skeptical? What would you say to them?
I'd probably say look no further than Real Advisors, to be honest, because a lot of it does sound it's very difficult there's so much information out there. It's very difficult to know who to believe and what to do. And all I can say is that I followed Real Advisors' specific blueprint, and that's how I was able to be successful. So 1000% it's worth trying it. Just try it. Just do yourself a favor and just kind of step out on faith and give yourself a shot. And Real Advisors for sure is the way to go.
I love that. Oh,
not just saying that because I'm in front of you. I promise I wouldn't. I wouldn't do it.
Hold on, say that again. I missed it. I was interrupting. What do you say?
I said I'm not just saying that because you're right in front of me. I promise I wouldn't do it. This is real life. I tell everybody who asks me how I get into this, I'm like, yeah, they just make it so easy that like you cannot fail. You would have to be, I don't even know who you'd have to be in order to fail, as long as you just follow the steps.
Awesome.
Just listen.
Awesome. This is actually the last question. I forgot to ask about Stephen. Last question, I promise. So one of your other coaches, Stephen, Ashley, Ella, Jeff, anything you can share or say about your coaches that also help coach you through all of this?
Oh yeah, so I actually thank Steven like a million times for just being so patient, because he's like the first point of contact when we don't even know like what is the definition of wholesaling. So he had to be super patient. By the time everybody else got us, we at least knew a little bit about the business. So I think it should have been a little bit easier for them. But Steven was just very patient. Everybody like asked the same question over and over. And even I'm like, here's from my notes, guys. Like, but Steven he is so patient, and he's very detailed, and he will answer any question. So like, no matter the really good thing about this is that even if you get a deal and you just get stuck and you just have a specific question about your specific deal, he doesn't like try to overgeneralize it. He will answer your specific question about your specific deal. And that makes it makes it, I mean, it's so much support. It's just so much support. It makes it foolproof pretty much.
Awesome.
So yeah, the coaching staff and their patience and kindness and availability. It's always easy to access someone especially in our Facebook group, like it's like midnight and you're like, Mayday, I'm going down. Somebody please. And anybody is always up. Yep, I'm up. And this is the answer. And you're like, thank you. Everybody is super nice and helpful. I really appreciate it.
That's amazing. Amazing. Well, thank you.
Sharon is on point with that Facebook.
Sharon? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sharon does not play. They call her mama now.
Oh man.
The accountability calls, and she gives you, we call our team members our family, our students, our clients, we call them family, right? And sometimes family need some tough loving. And Sharon does not play. She will call you out. She will keep you accountable. She'll check in on you. She was just telling me earlier, we had a student falling off track, but I got him back on. And, she was like,
that's the other thing too. It builds like the little cohort becomes a family. So it's not just the mentors that you have. So you're not just listening to people who have already been doing this for forever. You're listening to people who started it the day that you started it, and you're able to see their successes and failures and learn from those as well. And you're able to kind of support each other in that way. Our cohort has been really helpful and supportive too.
Absolutely.
And especially if they get a deal. You're like, how did you get a deal? We started on, no, I'm about to get a deal. I got to get a deal now.
It motivates you, right?
I'm going to do it too.
It motivates you. So we have this saying, like, if they can do it, why not you? What's stopping you, right? Why not you? And so we already have some messages already from people that are in the group, like congratulating you, and they're excited and happy for you, but they're also like, yo, I'm next.
Yeah. And I hope they are. I know they will be, for sure.
Yeah, so they, again, just being dedicated, consistent, and persistent, that's what's going to separate you from all the others out there. It's focus, dedication, commitment, just being persistent and consistent in your efforts. Consistent effort, focus on revenue generating activities only, every day. And so
absolutely.
That's why you're here, Brittany. So again, thank you. Thank you.
I really appreciate it.
And congratulations again.
Thanks. You enjoy the rest of your day on purpose.
Oh, I like that, by the way. I saw that in your text earlier. I like that.
My dad says that to everybody, so I stole it. Hi, Daddy.
I might have to borrow that. Thanks to your dad for me.
Yeah.
All right, well, enjoy the rest of your day on purpose.
Thank you, will do.
And thanks for the call.
All right. See you, Dolmar.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.